we know that when I'm having a week from hell, when an upcoming election is coming, when the mentee bee is imminent, what do? I just hyper-focus on dumb shit that doesn't matter. And so if you've seen my Instagram stories this week, you have seen about 95 1-minute videos. Similar to Donnie's getting the voice notes, you guys were getting the videos of me talking about fairy porn. Circles become circles. We're back here. We're talking about fairy porn. I have finished the Crescent City series. So if you have not read it yet and you plan to, just skip ahead like 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. Just skip ahead until you hear Donnie talking, because that means his eyes have no longer glazed over.
Well, okay, really quick, I will listen to you, but let me get this out into the atmosphere first. Is this the best I ever looked?
You look great.
Thank you.
I think you've been consistently looking great. I think it is the juxtaposition of the dehydrated toad that is on the other end of the screen this week.
No, it's not. I can tell you that safely because I'm barely looking at you. I'm just looking at me. Go ahead. I will. Now I am looking at you. You can see my eyes are to the side of my Zoom screen. I am looking at you.
Everybody on YouTube, clock those eyes. Let's do a countdown clock for when they snap right back to the best he's ever looked. So the Crescent City series is about fairies. There's a lot of fairy fucking, but this takes place in a different universe, and there's technology, there's phones. We're living in a world where there's like different class systems, and then there are the people in power called the Asteri, who are these all-powerful beings who take over the land. But the twist is that the Asteri are actually like little parasites, and our main character, Bryce Adelaide Quinlan, discovers that they are taking the power from the people to fuel themselves with the First Light. Very timely. Make sure you're not voting for the Asteri next week, people. They will steal your power and your rights.
Jesus. This is the same universe as the other thing?
Yeah, so there's this weird crossover event. It was very TGIF, like I was watching Boy Meets World, and boom, there's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Because Bryce Adelaide Quinlan, who is just horrible. I mean, one thing about Sarah J. Maas, like Liam Neeson in Taken, she has a very specific set of skills. And her set of skills that she uses to torture people is the ability to write the absolutely most insufferable main characters known to man. Because Bryce Adelaide Quinlan could give Feyre, our Michael's paint girl, a run for her money. But anyway, Bryce Adelaide Quinlan, she ends up getting this magical horn, which isn't an actual horn, it's like a spiritual thing. But she got it tattooed in her spine, which then makes her capable of jumping through realms. And she ends up jumping into the realm of the original fairy fuckers, including the best character of all time, Nesta. And then there's a crossover event where Nesta and Azriel are helping Bryce Adelaide Quinlan defeat the Asteries.
Okay. The spine tattoo is where I looked back at what I look like. That's where you lost me.
But the thing about Bryce is she is a totally different type of insufferable from Feyre from A Court of Thorns and Roses. So Bryce is the person at a party who is like always on. And maybe it is an instance of you hating others, the characteristics you see in yourself. Okay, so like there's this ocean queen who has the mighty power of the ocean. All of the angels are like standing up straight, like she's just exuding power. And Bryce teleports on the ship, and the ocean queen is like, what the fuck? How did you get on my ship? And this is literally what she says. She goes, I guess my Evite got lost.
Here's how I feel about humor in books. A lot of time authors,
they're not funny.
Yeah, there are people who chose to write in high school instead of going to parties. I was one of them. I'm allowed to say it. So, but I'm funny. But but a lot of time losers are what we're dealing with.
Right.
So when we have these losers writing for popular people or funny people or whatever, it doesn't come across as genuine.
That's probably what it is, because Bryce is supposed to be like this party girl, this popular girl. Nobody expects her to be this like very down-to-earth bitch with a backstory, powerful being that's going to like flip authority on its head and change the world. So she's like this beautiful party girl. Like she's like a socialite in the beginning of the book. But yeah, so I think that's what it is that Bryce is supposed to be like snarky and like, I don't give a fuck about authority. But instead it's like dad jokes, but delivered by Ice-T from SVU. But Ice-T from SVU without any of the joy. Like the worst parts of Detective Finn is Bryce Adelaide Quinlan. So that's what I've been doing.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're entertained. Does this one have fairy flapping wings in the background?
I just listened to the regular Audible. This wasn't the enhanced audio because I don't know what would have happened because there were werewolves, there were mer people,
and they all fuck too?
They are all fucking. Everybody's fucking. The craziest thing is there's this character called Therian who is one of the mer people. And the mer people can come out on land and grow legs, but they have to go back to a body of water every so often or else they're stuck as a human, very Little Mermaid.
Aquamarine.
But it's come out now. Sarah J. Maas has started doing that thing that J.K. Rowling did before J.K. Rowling became a Twitter troll. Right. But when she started doing things like being like, Dumbledore's gay, or they make their poop disappear because indoor plumbing didn't exist at Hogwarts, like just oversharing things that weren't in the book. She has now gone on to say that Therian, who is going to fuck, I think, in the 4th book, we haven't seen him fuck from his perspective yet, but she has gone on to say that Therian's genitals are like a little clam, that a penis comes out of the little clam when it's time.
Okay.
Under the sea.
If I was even thinking about reading these books, that sentence has stopped me. My penis went back into the clam, and it's never coming out.